All right, hello, wine drinking people. We are back, and it's time for what I drank yesterday. And wow, this is probably a couple days ago by now, but a lot of drinking in the store last week. So we're still getting caught up in this segment. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the fact that we've changed the length of our segments. We're doing one review for each producer that stops by to see us. All right, well, I'll get right to it here. We had two producers actually in from Vias Imports and two new producers to me, although I had one of the wines before, which you'll hear about in the review later. I hadn't had these wines recently, and some great stuff here, some great values from the Piedmont. Surprise. I do love the Piedmont, the subject of today's email. But these were two guys that were in town for the South Beach Food and Wine Festival. That's an event that happened last weekend here, and a big bash on the beach with a lot of great stuff. The best of the best being the best thing to make it to at that event. Well, sorry for the information Captain Foresight here had for you, because it's already happened. So for next year, think about that, the best of the best, if you missed it this year. All right, well, we had two guys, producer Camilano from the Piedmont, and then another producer from southern Italy from Camilano and Terredora, and both of them making outstanding wines. We'll start off with the whites here, and Camilano's Arnese. Arnese, well, this is a 100-year-old family. They have a 100-year-old history in the Piedmont, rather. Third generation Guido was the one that stopped in. Hey, Guido, to see us and show us the wines. His grandmother was a Borgogno, another one of our famous one of our favorite properties in the Piedmont, and a traditional producer, and really fresh fruit in these Arneses. You know, these are wines that are meant to be drank on release, pear and apple, with a hint of light, lovely floral notes there. Very fresh and clean on the palate, with a hint of spritz and a light sea salt note. Really refreshing and clean white wine. Really like the Arnese varietal if I'm in the mood for something light and fresh in the white category. All right, next up we had some traditional varietals from Campania. Italy has got some of the greatest and most unique varietals in the world. Falanghina, some of them the names just roll right off your tongue. The Fiano di Avellino, Greco di Tuffo. You know, you just want to say them. They just sound so Italian and so cool. But all great wines. And Falanghina, this wine has got a lovely tropical quality to it, just like all of these whites do. It's a continental climate, so you have a big difference between the day and the night temperature there. Lovely pineapple and quince note to the Falanghina with some fresh floral quality. Very tropical. Also high elevation here, about 1,500 feet the vineyards are. And this wine has got some nice concentration on the tongue, that pineapple and pear fruit showing there, with a lovely freshness and a hint of whetstone minerality showing on the finish. Excellent juice, as was the Greco di Tuffo and the Fiano di Avellino. And both of these varietals go back like to the 2nd century BC, man. Ancient varietals, and they've been growing them there in that region for that long. Fiano is probably the most internationally recognized of these varietals, and it's grown in a lot of other places today, which I didn't know. Our host Luigi told me about all those things. Mr. Master Barandino, who was here showing the wines, the owner of the property. And this wine has got probably the most concentration and depth of the three wines, but all of them of excellent quality, and all $20, $27. The Falanghina for $15. What a great little value that wine was. All right, next up we had the reds. Camilano's Barbera d'Asti, 2008. Another really good vintage in the Piedmont. Surprise, surprise. Easier to note the bad vintages in the Piedmont, 2002. Some difficulty in 2003. But 08, another nice vintage. This is the first year that Barbera d'Asti is a DOCG. Hey, another new DOCG from Italy. Very hard to keep up with the labeling laws there, but what a great little value this wine is. $15 a bottle. Are you kidding me? Wow, lovely. It's aged in a combination of oak and steel tank, but lovely black plum and black cherry fruit with hints of spice and a lovely kind of roasted quality to it. Plump and juicy on the tongue, but still with nice acidity, one of the great qualities of Barbera. Pretty floral notes through the finish, really smoking little value. As was the Nebbiolo di Alba, that recurring theme of value just kept popping up with these wines from Camilano. Monforte and Diano di Alba juice, pretty floral notes there. Red cherry fruit, little hint of incense and spice. Really pretty on the tongue, smooth and silky, showing some tannin, but clearly made to be consumed early. A really nice little entry-level Nebbiolo at $18. All right, and then the Barolo Cinque Vigna, a blend of 5 different vineyards. And this wine, really nice entry-level Barolo. Again, great value, $35 a bottle. Very typical aroma, black spices, licorice tar, black cherry, lovely complexity there on the nose. Nicely balanced on the tongue with firm tannins and strong underbelly of acidity. This 2004, a classic vintage in the Piedmont. Excellent little value. And then Canubi. You know, Canubi was probably one of the first areas in the Piedmont to be recognized for Nebbiolos or varietals. Some wines in the 18th century were just labeled Canubi, and well, it's an area that's thus grown. And these guys have some great vineyard sites in Canubi because some of the stuff is pretty underwhelming that you see from Canubi in terms of top level wines for Barolos. This wine, very pretty bouquet, lovely sweet cherry fruit with truffle and cherry liqueur like fruit, hints of black spice. This wine was just opened; it needs a little time, but very big and really delicious stuff. All right, then the Terredora wines, the Aglianico Campagna. This is one of the oldest varietals and also around the 2nd century BC in this area. Entry-level Aglianico, and there's also a DOC, which they don't sell in this country, and then the DOCG Taurasi, which, wow, man, this entry-level wine was really nice and fruity, but you notice a little bit of the structure of Aglianico, but the Taurasi, this is the same vineyard site that this 1968 Mastro Bernardino Taurasi Radici came from that I inherited when I bought the store. One of the best old Italian wines that I have ever drank. And one of the most unique, you know, this wine has got this really incredible nose of dark spice, dried meats, leather, tar, very complex dark plums and cherry fruit. And man, just incredible length and depth on the finish and a lot of tannin, very long stuff. Most excellent juice from both of these guys from Italy. All right, next up, we've got some California juice from Vincent from Angel Share.